He may now be out of the army, but Stephen still wears his uniform with pride. It's a reminder to everyone of the life he enjoyed before he was injured. At one time, a keen boxer. These days, he has to enjoy sport from the sidelines. Stephen was a member of 4th Battalion The Rifles. In 2007, they saw some of the fiercest fighting of the Iraq campaign. A mortar attack in Basra blew his world apart. His injuries were so severe he wasn't expected to survive, but he did, and for him the battle of recovery goes on.
Prior to the accident, I would never have thought he had this determination in him, and I'm so proud of him.
Stephen's mum is a tower of strength. She's made it her mission to ensure her son gets the best care available, but she's found it tough.
As we've got further away from the military, so the quality of the care has deteriorated, and the opportunity to access the needs that he has, like some of the medicines, Botox for example, to help with his spasms, that becomes a bit of an issue. You've got to keep following it up because he needs it. Somebody's got to sign a paper somewhere, somebody's got to agree the cost. It seems, albeit in a different way, just as much as a battle now to maintain the quality of care and for Stephen to continue to make progress, albeit small progress and over a longer time, as it was when he first arrived back in the UK and really looked horrible.
Stephen communicates using a letterboard. It's limiting, but his cheeky personality still shines through.
Are you A R? Yeah, R. Married? Yeah, I am.
Stephen is determined to be more independent. He intends to learn to walk, and he's waiting for Botox to improve his use of his left hand.
What do you hope for the future, Stephen?
He'll live in my own house, yeah, and get married.
He's just one of a few personnel who've survived such serious injuries, but that might not always be the case.
The advances in medicine means that more people are likely to survive their injuries and have a better quality of life in the future. What we see in the advances in medicine that come from the battlefield, that these are now being shared and adopted in civilian medicine as well. So of course there's benefits for all parties.
But while Stephen is in the minority, his mother feels he's disadvantaged in the current system.
He doesn't have a voice, and so he can't say, I want, I need, I don't agree. Everything he does has to be through a third party, helping him with his words, etc. And he's one in a home that hasn't had experience of other military people or anything like that. He's a personable young man, but he's on his own.
What the future holds for Stephen is still uncertain. Jessica is calling for a more coordinated approach to the care of veterans once they are medically discharged from the military. She believes that would ensure people like her son don't get lost in the system. Claire Sadler, Forces News.
Well, Claire joins me in the studio now. Obviously, Jessica not happy about how easy it is to get the care she needs for Stephen. Something for the Veterans Minister to talk about, you would think. Any comments today?
No, not from the Veterans Minister or from the MOD. I did contact them. They said this is something for the Department of Health. So we did get in touch with the Department of Health and they gave us a statement. We're told that the care of the seriously injured is a key priority for the NHS as part of its support for the armed forces. It goes on to say the NHS has worked closely with Stephen Vause, his family and the MOD to put in place a suitable long-term care package. But importantly, it says it will bring the issues faced by Stephen Vause to the attention of the NHS Midlands and East Armed Forces network so that they can ensure he continues to receive the best possible care.
And I guess the issue that is raised is where the military care ends and where the state care takes over.
Exactly, and it's a really grey area. Of course, the veterans can't stay in the armed forces forever. That wouldn't be possible. But I wonder whether, in cases like Stephen, should he, when it's just a small number of them who've survived with such serious injuries, should he stay under the umbrella of the armed forces? Charities obviously played a huge role in supporting veterans. Blesma, for example, with those who've lost limbs. But in Stephen's case, there isn't a specific armed forces charity that deals with brain injuries. He does get help from others. And perhaps One problem is that the military does such an excellent job at taking care of its personnel rather when they're injured, that when they then go into the NHS system, it highlights the failings within the National Health Service.
Indeed. Claire, thank you very much indeed for us this evening.